Let's talk about bet sizing and what everyone gets wrong. They say, quote, I like this game. I'm going to bet this percentage of my bankroll on it. They should shop first, then decide what percent to bet. I'm going to let you run with it.
Yeah, so let's say you've been following college basketball and you're like, Conference USA is really undervalued. Look at how well Florida Atlantic did, and whoa, like North Texas and UAB are still alive in the NIT as well. I'm going to bet on all those teams as an example. All right, I'm going to bet 2% of my bankroll as a guideline. That's a good rule of thumb. If you've got a $1,000 bankroll, I know that's kind of sobering that you can only bet 2% of it, but that's what the pros would recommend that you bet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bet $20 on every game I like. Well, I would argue that you're missing a key step, and the key step is, all right, I decide I'm going to go ahead and bet a game. Let me look at what's being dealt out there, and let's assume I can't get any help on the lines at all. Everyone's dealing my game at 5 if I like the underdog +5, and I'm going to go ahead and bet the +5 for 2% of my bankroll. But what happens if somebody's dealing like -105, like the South Point is during the Final Four? They've been doing it since the round of 16. Well, now all of a sudden, I can make the case, if I like the game anyways, I should bet more. I'm laying half the vig. What if someone throws out a 5.5 and I'm getting an extra half point? Well, now I'm playing close to 0 vig because of that freebie half point someone's offering me. Routinely, I can tell you, as I'm betting as a professional bettor, like I got no interest in a lot of games when the line is 3.5 everywhere. But then all of a sudden, I might have a lean on a game. You give me 4, boom. I'll bet Miami at Florida +4. It makes all the difference in the world. And certainly if I already liked them +3.5, I'm going to bet a limit bet at +4. It makes that big of a difference.
I think it's
Bet
a great
sizing.
point. I think it's a great point. No, I love the point he makes. And you talk about the differential based on the line pricing and then also the spread itself.
Like I just bet the Phillies under with the Hoskin injury. So I got 88.5. How much do I want to bet on under 88.5? A zillion. All right. How much do I want to bet at 87.5? Not really interested. Some tiny amount, I guess. Phil still should rake this year. I know everyone out there's going to be like, the chance they win exactly 88 games is so minimal, but it's still about a 4% chance. And so basically under 87.5 might be a 53% bet. And under 88.5 is a 57% bet. That's worthy of a much bigger investment on the Phil's under.
To say the very least, you vary your unit size. You're not the type of person that's going to blanket bet.
Exactly. And certainly if you're doing this right, you should be able to spot numbers that are just off. An example, years ago in Games of the Year, for instance, and this game wound up pushing. Michigan was playing Notre Dame. I don't even remember who got put as a 7-point favorite. Brad Powers was first in line, and he bet +7 for the limit. And like a case like this, I don't care who's favored by 7. If Notre Dame and Michigan, if a game is line 7, my bet is for whatever you're going to let me bet it at, because I know it's too high and it's going to go down. That's just an example of betting openers. You want to bet a whole lot more because you should be able to spot a game that's going to be off, because no bookmaker is good enough to be able to set all these numbers and not have at least a few that are off by field goal or more.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.